Tell joke about Aidan Forbes. Wait for applause. Aidan and I have known each other for more than 2 weeks. Our pastimes include walking in the hallway, sitting next to each other in class, and sometimes when the sub calls out Aidan Forbes' name, I raise my hand. I gravitated towards Aidan in 9th grade because we had the same first name, and I quickly considered him to be one of my most treasured friends. I've tried to guide Aidan through many sharp, pointy obstacles throughout our high school career. And, we've made it most of the way. He hasn't always listened to me on some of the advice I've given him, but it worked out because we're here. You guys may not agree with me on this one if you know Aidan, but I think he's really funny. Once he warms up to you, his wildly satirical sense of humor is very entertaining. I gotta caution you though, Aidan can be a bit like coffee or an onion. Running with the coffee metaphor, or simile, sorry, he's a bit of an acquired taste. And in the case of the onion, he's got layers, and you gotta peel him back to get to know him. Once you peel back all the layers that surround him, and have patience, it can take a while. He's truly a pleasure to be around. I don't know if he likes me yet, but I'm hoping this speech will seal the deal. I wish Aidan the best of luck as he journeys through college, Cornell, and makes his way through the job market. I'm sure that his flowery personality will earn him many fast friends that will last him a lifetime. I can only hope that he doesn't forget about me or all the rest of us here at Huntington. Thank you. Aidan Forbes, everybody.
First, I would like to thank my Irish counterpart, Aidan McCooey, for that disturbing introduction. I feel I must begin by saying how incredibly honored I am to be able to speak at this ceremony. I would like to thank Mr. Polanski, the district administration, Mr. DiGiacomo, and the Board of Education, our principal, Mr. Cusack, assistant principal, Mr. Smith, and our deans, Mr. Koleka, Mr. Gilmore, and Mr. Wilson. I would also like to thank my parents and my little brother Emerson for their love and support, without which I would not be here speaking to you today. But now, as we prepare to leave behind the comfort of high school and enter the quote-unquote real world, we cannot help but ask ourselves, are we ready? I always thought that I was ready for the real world, and then I went to my first high school party. Whatever image comes to your mind when you think of a high school valedictorian at his first party, it's that. All of that algebra, chemistry, and physics were of absolutely no use to me then. But what I learned that night was that I was not at all prepared for the real world. I would go so far as to say that it was a pretty stressful experience. But as I attempted to look natural standing nonchalantly next to the houseplants, I was reminded of a YouTube video I watched long ago featuring a rabbi by the name of Abraham Twersky, who I'm sure you're all familiar with. Anyway, he said, times of stress are also times that are signals for growth. Essentially, what he was talking about was as lobsters grow, they are crushed against the walls of their rigid shell and start to feel uncomfortable. It is at this point in which they find a new, larger shell. His point was, of course, that growth is difficult and stressful, as is giving the speech. So why am I talking about lobsters? Well, I mention them because, like them, we are all about to leave our shell, the Huntington School District, and the Huntington community behind. Without a doubt, the schools and the community here have been good to us. And by that I mean I'm not standing here because I'm good at math or science. I am here today because my piano teacher, Miss Lira, instilled in me the value of a strong work ethic before I even stepped foot in this building. I am here today because my second grade teacher, Mrs. McManus, told me that I could read a book, an actual grown-up book, if I just sat down and tried. I am here today because my travel soccer coaches taught me the importance of teamwork and to take responsibility for my own actions. It is people like them, and so many more, who allowed me to get to where I am today. But while we have to give credit to the community that nurtured us, we also have to recognize that in some ways it shielded us from the outside world. It was our shell, and if we are to continue to grow, we must shed it. And that process will be painful. We will leave our old friends behind, although hopefully not permanently, and be forced to find new ones. Whether you are going to college or not, we will all be faced with new, more rigorous challenges. We will also have to find new ways to fill our free time with meaning and purpose. And all of this will be difficult. Something else Rabbi Twersky mentioned is that if lobsters had doctors, they would never grow, because they would be prescribed a Valium or a Percocet and feel no need to leave their shell. And that option, to accept defeat, will always be available. It is up to us to have the willpower to keep pushing outward, because once we manage to find that new group of friends, to succeed in our schoolwork or careers, and to discover new things we are passionate about, we will have found what is essentially our new shell. It will not only be comfortable, it will allow us to continue to grow and become the people we were always meant to be. With all of that said, I would like to offer one final thank you to everyone who made this night possible, and wish my class good luck in all of your future endeavors. Congratulations, class of 2018. To paraphrase our president, we are a great, great class. Very special, very beautiful, really terrific. Everyone agrees. Thank you.